Most people don't know that we have two memory centers in the brain, and most people don't care. And you might not, but here's why you might want to know. Here's why it's important to realize that we have these two centers, because sometimes they can feel like they're out of sync. For example, let's think about change. If you change something, intellectually, you know you've changed something, then you feel positive about that change, and then you believe that that change is in place. And then later in the day, you get a reminder about this little thing, and the reminder doesn't seem to know that you've changed. So you know, but you're getting these reminders that you don't, and that can be confusing, and that can seem like a conflict. And here's how that works. Here's why it works. So the first memory center is in your limbic system, your emotional mind, and that's your active, live, instant memory. It knows what's going on. It's an active, current record of your habits, your routines, your beliefs, your behaviors. And in between the intellectual mind and the emotional mind, it's like this bridge between the two. Another memory center lives there called the Anterior Cingulate Gyrus. We'll just call it the PA. So everybody has a PA between their intellectual mind and their emotional mind. And the reason why that even exists is because your brain is an energy efficient machine. What the PA does is every now and then it goes to your memory center and it does a full download. And then it knows what you know. And its job, the PA's job, is to serve up your routine for you, to remind you what you should be doing, feeling, when you should be doing and feeling that stuff. And it talks to your conscious mind. It talks to you. It reminds you when it's time to have a cigarette, a chocolate, a meal, whatever. So because it's energy efficient, because it only does a download every now and then, it's not always up to speed. So your emotional mind, where you have no conscious activity or subconscious area, it knows everything, but your PA only does a check every now and then, and it gets out of sync when you've made a change. Let's say you've decided to stop smoking. You know you've decided to stop. You feel good about stopping. You believe you've stopped. This memory does, but your PA hasn't done a check. So when it comes time for your 10 o'clock cigarette, the PA says, "Wait, time for a smoke." And you think to yourself, "But hang on, I've quit smoking. And why am I getting this craving? Why am I getting this reminder?" It's your PA. And the way to get your PA to force it to do an update is to do a bit of positive disagreement. You know, your PA serves up a message which you know to be wrong. Tell it that it's wrong. Every time you bump into change, every time you disagree with the PA's message, every time you break your routine, and these are the two things, disagreement and breaking routine, because every time that pops up, it says, you know, maybe I'm wrong about this. Let me go do a little update. And then it does a fresh update of your memory, and then your PA and your memory are in sync. So when we don't realize that we've got these two memory centers, it's very easy to think, well, we've changed something and later, but, you know, maybe we haven't. Maybe it's hard. But if you realize that all you got to do is break your routine, have a disagreement, an active disagreement with your PA, force it to do an update, very soon, the two are absolutely in sync. So the easiest way to usher in change is, you know, decide to do something, feel you've done it, believe you've done it, and then then break routine. And if you get any argument with yourself, just have a little word with your PA, and it'll do an update. So I'm Jake from Stressed Executive, helping people to be aware of the differences in memories to help usher in change and address the stress to unwind the mind.